It's time we give back.
Positive change to negative circumstances. One organization says it's doing its best to mold the next generation of leaders right here in our borough. Our Brittany Miller has this Best of the Bronx report.
Having faith in yourself. Say that loud.
These words of wisdom are more than just food for thought. For these 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, they're messages to live by. On Saturday, 25 kids began their first session as the Alpha Eagles Boy Club, organized by...
Times with the budget cutbacks and the economic crisis that we're in, we have to all roll up our sleeves and do all we can to get involved with our young people.
How did you get involved in this?
Me personally, I started it.
This is your baby.
Yeah, I'm the founder.
Why? Why did you start this?
Well, by profession, I'm a guidance counselor in the Bronx, New York City. And on a day-to-day basis, I see how important it is for adults to get involved with children. I see a lot of children who come from broken families and are in dire need of role models. So based on that, seeing it day to day, I saw that we have to create an organization like this on a national basis that can help to focus attention on the need to give back to kids.
You're doing this nationally. You're here in Cincinnati in Blue Ash today. Tell us why.
Well, we're here tonight, and we're going to have an event at the Blue Ash Municipal Building at 6:30, and we're going to showcase a music video that I co-wrote called Give Back, and it's a song sung by Xavier Lewis, who was a finalist for America's Got Talent, a very talented, gifted artist out of Atlanta, Georgia, and we're using that video as a means to help draw attention to the organization and the need to give back to kids.
Hello to Hosea Givan. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you. Thanks for
Tell me about Ignite, Empower, and Transform.
Well, the program is on here on BronxNet, and it's on every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. And it's a show that basically showcases and highlights people who give back, people who we consider urban superheroes, people who are devoted and dedicated to uplifting our young people. And we're taking the opportunity with our show to make sure that we recognize these good people.
Difficult or easy is it to find segments or find people who want to give back in the borough of the Bronx? Well, let me ask it two ways. Number one, in general, how is it out there? And then number two, because I know what it's like to produce a weekly show if I know anything, how difficult is it to put that together? So let's start with the resource out there in the Bronx.
Well, there are a lot of people who are giving back, who are involved, who are very dedicated to uplifting our young people. So we do have many people in the Bronx, but we are not just limited to the Bronx, because we have people who may not live in the Bronx currently, but we're from the Bronx and are doing things in other areas. And then we want to use this platform to let people know around the world what people are doing in the Bronx. We just had a show in Orlando, Florida. Wow. I was at a reunion, and I went to school in Des Moines, Iowa, college, and I was able to actually interview one of my classmates who's based in Chicago, but he's doing pretty much the same kind of work that we're doing here in the Bronx.
Well, how uplifting, how inspiring, how wonderful, really, because you know, we live here in the Bronx. We know we have so many great people and so many people who really care and want to do stuff, but you are literally widening the circle.
Oh, people need to know. The Bronx is beautiful.
Boy, do I love this guy.
People need to know. We
right.
have to take the initiative to let the world know how beautiful this borough is and the people in it.
And so it's time for Rebecca Givan. Come on. No, you stay where you are. Come on, just walk right in. It's completely unprofessional, but you know, we're doing it. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is a 9-year-old Rebecca Givan. She's going to sit on Daddy's lap. Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. And so what do you do for the program?
Well, I'm one of the hosts, and I'm involved with the show. I interview the young people.
Okay. Hosea, tell me a little bit for you, same question. What kinds of things are on the show that have really inspired you?
Well, I think, again, kind of to the point that we were making earlier, it's a beautiful thing to know that there are so many people out here that are doing what I consider God's work. Mm-hmm. And
I want an example. Come on, I'm pushing. This is when you're a talk show host, you got to push sometimes, and that's what I'm doing.
One of the examples is I want to use two that just come to mind, because she just mentioned one of them is Ollie Morgan, who is the father of Ava Morgan.
Okay.
Who was raised in the Bronx, and is a leader in Westchester County. And he's doing some amazing things through his fraternity, Alpha Phi Alpha. He's the head of their foundation. And
when you say amazing things, go ahead.
well, they're raising money for scholarships.
Wow,
They're creating mentoring programs. They're supporting community projects in the Westchester community. Those are the kinds of things. They're taking the initiative. They're showing leadership.
Wow.
Those are the kinds of things that are powerful.
Rebecca, why do we need programs like this? I mean, all right, so you got a TV show, that's nice, but it's not just a TV show with cartoons. This one has a real objective. Why do we need programs like this?
We need programs like this so that it inspires people to give back and them to get involved in their communities.
What neighborhood do you live in?
I love
In the Bronx that makes you say, we have to do as much of this as we can?
Well, I'm a guidance counselor here in the Bronx by
At a
profession.
school?
At a school, PS 463.
Okay.
That's my day
Grade
job.
school?
Yeah, pre-K through 5.
Right.
So that's my day job, and so I'm in the belly of the beast, man. I'm in the South Bronx, and I see on a daily basis how important it is for young people to be bombarded with positive images. I know how important it is for young people to have coaches. I know how important it is for young people to have mentors. And so hopefully through our efforts, through our program, which is under the guise of the National Give Back for Kids campaign, which her mother, my wife, is the chairperson of, it's all
How
about
convenient.
it's all about making sure that we continue to provide programs, projects that can help to make the world better. That's out there.
You're on. Okay, we're here at the studio of Ozzy, our director, just giving you some background information on the National Give Back for Kids campaign and our song, Give Back, written by myself, Hosea James Givan II, and the antidote to R&B, Mr. Xavier Lewis. The song was written this year, in 2011, and the song is about motivating and inspiring adults to reconnect or connect with children by giving back, by helping out, by coaching, tutoring, in any way, whatever skill, whatever talent that you have, share it, give it, help these kids. They need so much.
And the tragedy was in the 70s, all the music programs in New York City public schools were shut down in the fiscal crisis.
See, that was when we had a major transition in New York City, right? You talked about the fires, but the culture of New York City somewhat took a hit.
Yeah.
Took a hit. And let me just say this. We created the National Give Back for Kids campaign, trying to resurrect that spirit, because to try to produce the same kind of opportunities for our young people. You talked about Howie Evans. I never mentioned this to you, but Howie Evans was also my coach. He coached me out in East Harlem. I was part of a program, the East Harlem Biddies, and Howie Evans coached me. So,
oh my God.
I know men like him. He was a prolific writer. He was
the sports writer for the Amsterdam News,
right? But he took time out of every Saturday to come to Benjamin Franklin High School in East Harlem.
Yeah.
To coach us.
Yeah. Well, Howie Evans said that the worst thing that ever was done to the youth of New York City was shutting down the night centers.
There you go. That's another thing.
Okay. When I was growing up, Brooklyn, there were schools without any teams.
Right.
This is a crime.
So you're not talking about. See, he was referring to after school programs, right? Which virtually were non-existent until Mayor Dinkins brought it back with the Beacon schools.
Yeah.
Right. He brought it back.
But that was only some schools.
And that was selected schools.
Yeah,
but back in the day, it was virtually
every elementary school.
Exactly.
And every school had music.
Exactly. So I feel that young people today are at a disadvantage.
Absolutely.
And everything that we're trying to do is to bring that back. I refuse to accept the fact that that's in the past and can't come back again.
Thank you for doing this. Look,
By offering everything from hoops to leadership 101.
It teaches us how to be leaders and not followers. You don't disrespect anybody. You do the right things.
Organizer Hosea Givan says he knew he had to mentor more Sania's kids after 4-year-old Lord Morgan lost his life to gun violence.
A 4-year-old child was gunned down, and it's real important to infuse positive energy into this community.
Kenakia Miller is the mother of a 10-year-old mentee who's hoping this 6-week program will combat the negative images her son sees day in and day out.
Down in the corner with drug dealers and the gun activities and all that stuff. He sees it a lot where he growing up at.
And after just one session, Givan says he's already starting to see some glimpses of change.
That positive energy has to be contagious and will make a difference in their lives.
All right, so guys, do you want to come back?
Yeah!
It looks like they'll be back in about 2 Saturdays where they'll learn about proper etiquette and table manners. In Morrisania, I'm Brittany Miller, News 12, The Bronx.
This is where we come for every Saturday, right?
Good to see you, man.
Right? This is what we do, right? Take your hoods off, man. Represent, chest up, heads up. Now, 1, 2.
You know what? Just tell them.
All right. Say ball. Ball. Education.
Education.
Alpha Eagle.
It's time we give